Have you ever fallen for someone you knew you shouldn't? Let me know in the comments, because our girl Mia is about to go through it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into this juicy tale. Mia and Sarah had been best friends since middle school. They were inseparable, the kind of duo who finished each other's sentences and shared everything. Secrets, clothes, even their dreams. Sarah was the outgoing one, always the life of the party, while Mia was quieter, the dreamer with a sharp wit and a heart full of unspoken feelings. They were like sisters, until Ethan walked into their lives. Ethan was Sarah's new boyfriend, and from the moment Mia met him, she felt a spark she couldn't ignore. He was tall, with dark hair that fell just right and a smile that could melt ice. But it wasn't just his looks. Ethan had this quiet charm, a way of listening that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. Sarah was head over heels, and Mia was happy for her, at first. It started innocently enough. Sarah would invite Mia to hang out with her and Ethan, and the three of them would grab coffee or watch movies. Mia noticed how Ethan laughed at her sarcastic jokes, how he'd ask her about her art. Something Sarah never really cared about. "You're so talented, Mia," he'd say, his eyes lingering just a second too long. She'd blush, brush it off, and tell herself it was nothing. But deep down, her heart was racing. One night, Sarah had to bail on a group hangout because of a work emergency. Mia and Ethan ended up alone at a cozy diner, sharing fries and talking for hours. The conversation flowed effortlessly. Music, dreams, even their fears. "Sarah's lucky to have you," Ethan said, his voice soft. Mia's stomach flipped. She knew she should have changed the subject, but instead, she leaned in closer. "You're not so bad yourself," she teased, and the air between them crackled. Days turned into weeks, and Mia couldn't stop thinking about Ethan. Every text from him, innocent check-ins about Sarah or random memes, felt like a secret. She hated herself for it. Sarah was her best friend, the one who'd been there through every heartbreak and triumph. But Ethan, he was different. He saw parts of Mia that Sarah never did, and the guilt was eating her alive. Then came the party. Sarah threw a huge bash at her apartment, and the place was packed. Mia was trying to avoid Ethan, sticking to the kitchen and sipping her drink. But when Sarah got caught up playing host, Ethan found her. "You've been quiet tonight," he said, standing way too close. The music was loud, the lights dim, and Mia's heart was pounding. "Just keeping a low profile," she mumbled. He tilted his head, his eyes searching hers. "You don't have to hide, Mia." Before she could stop herself, she blurted, "What if I'm hiding from you?" The words hung there, heavy and dangerous. Ethan's face softened, and he stepped closer. "Maybe I don't want you to," he whispered. Time stopped. Mia's breath caught as his hand brushed hers, sending a jolt through her body. They were inches apart, the tension electric. But then Sarah's laugh cut through the noise, and Mia pulled back, reality crashing in. She avoided Ethan for days after that, but the feelings wouldn't fade. Every time she saw Sarah, the guilt was unbearable. She wanted to confess, to spill everything, but the thought of losing her best friend was too much. Then, one rainy afternoon, Ethan showed up at Mia's apartment. "We need to talk," he said, his voice urgent. Her heart sank. She let him in, knowing this was a mistake. "I can't stop thinking about you," Ethan admitted, pacing her living room. "I know it's wrong, but, Mia, there's something here." Her chest tightened. She wanted to scream at him to leave, to tell him he was ruining everything. But instead, she stepped closer. "Ethan, this can't happen," she said, her voice shaking. But her body betrayed her, and when he reached for her hand, she didn't pull away. The kiss was inevitable. It was soft at first, hesitant, then desperate, like they were both drowning and this was their last breath. For a moment, nothing else existed. No Sarah, no guilt, just them. But when they pulled apart, the weight of what they'd done hit like a tidal wave. "We can't do this," Mia whispered, tears in her eyes. Ethan nodded, but the damage was done. The next day, Sarah called Mia, her voice bubbly. You're coming to dinner with me and Ethan, right? Mia's stomach churned. She couldn't face them, not after what happened. But she went, hoping to act normal, to bury her feelings. At dinner, Ethan barely looked at her, and Sarah was oblivious, chatting about her day. Mia felt like she was suffocating. It all unraveled a week later. Sarah found a text on Ethan's phone. A simple, "I miss you" from Mia, sent in a moment of weakness. The confrontation was brutal. Sarah showed up at Mia's apartment, tears streaming down her face. "How could you?" she screamed. "You're my best friend." Mia tried to explain, to apologize, but the words felt hollow. Sarah stormed out, vowing never to speak to her again. Mia was devastated, but the fallout forced her to face herself. She realized she'd let her feelings for Ethan cloud her loyalty to Sarah. She cut contact with him, blocked his number, and focused on healing. It wasn't easy. Losing Sarah felt like losing a piece of herself, but over time, Mia started to rebuild. She threw herself into her art, channeling her pain into vibrant paintings that caught the eye of a local gallery. Months later, Mia ran into Sarah at a coffee shop. It was awkward, but Sarah's anger had softened. "I miss you," Sarah admitted, her voice small. Mia apologized again, this time with no excuses. They didn't become best friends again, but it was a start. As for Ethan, he faded into the background, a lesson learned the hard way. So, what do you think? Was Mia wrong for falling for Ethan? Or was the heart just too strong? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you've ever been in a messy love triangle, I want to hear about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more spicy stories. See you next time.